Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. This week I want to talk about what to do when your kid says no. It's something that I'm going through at the moment with my daughter. She's just started to assert herself, and while I think it's wonderful because I know that if you don't know how to assert yourself, life will be really difficult for you. So seeing her at her age learning how to do this, I personally take great pleasure in it. I know that other adults find it difficult, and there's just a few tips that I thought I would share in a positive parenting kind of way. So here we go. So the main thing, if there's something that you really cannot do and your child really wants to do it, but there's like you've got somewhere to be, they don't want to go, anything like that, the main point is to validate and empathize and reason. So even if they're not really listening, it's just a lot of, I see you're really upset about that and you really want to do this, but we just can't because we need to keep moving so we get to this place in time. Mummy sees how upset you are. I'm sorry you feel that way. I feel that way sometimes too when I can't do the things that I'd like to do. So validating and empathizing is pretty much the main points of positive parenting, and it just helps kids know that they are valued and their opinion is valued, and it helps grow their confidence. Okay, so the next thing that I have with my daughter is a yes space. And if we're not doing anything too important, that's her time to have control. You know, we have yes spaces and yes times. So when we're in the lounge, that's pretty much her entire yes space. Everything that's there, she can touch, she can play with, she can turn on and off. There's anything there. And that gives them just that little sense of power, a little bit of control, because kids are trying to get their own power. They don't want yours, they want their own. And the more often that you can give them that, the less likely they are to go off the walls at being so restricted and restrained. So you have a yes space that they can play in, and they can pretty much do anything there. And then if you are just having time where you're chilling out and there's not anything really important that needs to be done, have a yes time. If they want to go outside, say yes. If they want to go to the park, say yes. If they want to watch a certain thing on TV, yes. Just all these little things can grow their confidence and help them learn to ask for what they want, which, you know, as an adult, if you don't ask for what you want, you don't get it. And it's a really good thing that our kids are learning to assert themselves at this age. So the next thing I do is, if she says no and I need her to do something, is I make it into a game. I'll say something silly like, oh, let's hop to the bath, or let's crawl to the car, or just something really silly, really dumb. It always makes her laugh, and she usually just goes along with it. And it kind of diffuses the tension, which is what you want. Because if you diffuse tension, you usually prevent a tantrum or a meltdown, or whatever you want to call that. We all know that kids at this age imitate. Everything you say, everything you do, you'll often say something and then they're saying it. So another thing that I like to do is, if I need her to put something on, I'll be like, oh, Mummy's gonna do it too. Should we do it together? And we both put our socks on, or we both get in our pajamas. It's cute and it's really sweet, and it helps her do the thing that she has been choosing not to do. Okay, choices. I cannot emphasize this enough. I give my daughter choices for everything. For breakfast, do you want oats or toast? Do you want fruit or a biscuit? Do you want to put your jacket on or your shoes? What would you like to wear? I often let her choose what she wants to wear, and some of the outfits she picks are crazy, and that's fine. To me, what she wears is not an issue. She doesn't need to look coordinated. She's not an adult. As she gets older, she'll probably want to coordinate her outfits more, and that's fine. But something like how she's dressed is not important. It's not a big deal, and it doesn't really matter if we go into town and she is wearing a ballerina suit. No, you know, take a jacket, try and cover it up if you really don't like it. But if it prevents an argument or you know, negotiation, is really important at this age. Okay, so every time I want my daughter to do something, I always give her a reason. This is why we need to do that, because it's cold. We need you to put your jacket on so you'll be warm. We need you to put your shoes on so we can go outside. You know, it's really, I often see sometimes in parent groups, they talk about how they just say, just because I told you to. Just because I told you so. Ouch. Like, would you like someone to say that to you if you ask them why? It's really disappointing, and it stops children's confidence from growing when you say that to them. It's really disheartening, and you wouldn't want to be treated like that. So why are we treating the people that we claim to love the most like that? Makes no sense to me. Another thing that helps is if you want them to stop doing something, instead of telling them what not to do, tell them what to do. So instead of saying, stop rolling around in your brand new dress, say, could you please sit here in your dress so it stays clean? Letting kids know what they can do is really empowering, as opposed to saying what they can't do. So then they're just stuck with not knowing what to do or what they can do, because their brain is not quite developed enough to sort of figure out yes and no actions without you actually explaining that to them. So basically, just to sum up at the end, a decisive adult is something that we want in the long term. An adult who can make decisions, that can stick up for themselves, that can ask for what they want. That's what we want as an adult. And so that means that we need to learn to encourage it as a child. And so every time that your child is saying no, stop. Before you get upset, just stop and think, actually, this is a great thing. This is wonderful. This means we're on the right track to having an emotionally stable, strong, assertive adult. And those adults are the type of adults that actually get somewhere in this world. That's what we want. So try and celebrate as much as you can that your child is learning how to be assertive and they're learning how to say no. And that will serve them so much in the long run, because they won't be taken advantage of. Hopefully they won't also be abused, because they'll feel like they can speak up and they have the confidence to come and tell you what's happening. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me and watching this video on what to do when your child says no. Thanks. Bye.